What is happening? Welcome back to the Pass Alive. Thank you all for tuning in tonight for the return of Turn Back the Clock Tuesday. And we are heading the whole way back to 1997 and ripping a box I have yet to do on this series. And the series is probably going for 4 years now, maybe even close to 5, I would say. Never opened 97 Top Series 2. The significance of Series 2 from this year are a bunch of insert cards, not really a whole lot of rookies. The best rookie of this release, probably Eric Chavez. Chris Benson was the hot rookie back in 97. But we're not so much looking for all of those. We're more so looking for the potential to pull a Derek Jeter autograph card, which has some pretty high value to it. And it's not really too hard to pull either, which is nuts. So if you look into the stats on this, I don't know if they have these listed on the box or not. It doesn't appear to. But in hobby boxes, the Jeter is about 1 in 16 boxes. And raw, they typically sell for around $400, sometimes a little higher than that, based on recent sold listings and comps. So it's really not that hard to pull, basically one per case for a card like that. So I figured we might as well try our luck and get some jumbo boxes. We have 2 here. There are 12 packs in total between both boxes, 35 cards per pack. And we'll get down to ripping. See what we can find. Tonight we find a Jeter autograph. It's actually a rip that Corey recommended me to a while back. I just really didn't know that there was a potential for Jeter autos in this product. This is the very last year that I was buying cards and collecting before I exited the hobby for about 16 years. Got back into it in 2013, but I was buying some Topps back then, but it was very short-lived in 97. We have Willie Mays Mantle reprints. We should see quite a few inserts come out of these boxes, and you see right there Derek Jeter autograph cards randomly inserted into all Series 2 releases. You got Mays and you got Bonds before he really swelled up. Let us crack into 97 Top Series 2. I'm hoping that these will not be bricked up. It's kind of tough. 90s releases, early 2000s with Topps. You never know. It's all about the way that they're stored. So I'm hoping that we're not going to get screwed on that one. But we have John A. in the hot seat. Welcome back, John A. First rip with me in quite a while. So I'm hoping that we can pull some nice stuff here for you guys tonight. These boxes are typically, I paid, I think, close to $200 for 2 jumbo boxes. They're typically around like $90 a piece. 35 cards per pack. What can we find in 97 Topps? They do not appear to be too bricked. Now, I know people have opened these recently and said that they're a little sticky, but there was no paper loss. The design this year is pretty awesome. I like it better than the previous year. Personally, Kurt Abbott starts it off. You also find a Jeter Gold Cup card in this set, and there are some uncorrected errors. Chipper Jones is one of those. He actually starts the series off, and it's a 220 card series. There's Tony Clark. A Gold Cup right by his buttocks. I figure we might have a decent chance of pulling a Jeter auto in a jumbo box. We got Fitzy in the house, Paul L, Paul F, Tango, and everybody else. What is happening, guys? Wendell McGee Jr. I feel like I was pumped on him for a couple days back in 1997. Did not last very long. Todd Zeal, but there appears to be no paper loss, so that is a good sign. I'm hoping if we see a Jeter that it will continue. Bobby Jones, Kurt Schilling, Andrew Gardner in the house as well. Tango Victor quoting me. We got Juan Guzman, one of my favorites back in the early 90s. Jeffrey Hammonds, lot of nostalgic names in here. Back in 91 and 92, Jeffrey Hammonds, his cards are very valuable. His USA Olympic cards, 91 traded in 92 Bowman. We have Alex Fernandez, and we have an MVP card in the first pack. It's going to be most valuable player, 56-57 Mantle in the first freaking pack. So that is pretty awesome. Definitely a little bit off-center, but the first insert card that shows up. Very nice. Like that one a lot. It's very shiny. It's one for the mantelpiece for John A. John A., Yankees fan. Not sure if he has that one or not, but let's see if we can keep this going. There's Greg Colburn. And again, whatever reason, I still can't see comments on my screen. I don't know what's going on, if I have to, like, upgrade YouTube. We have a big cat here for Corey. I don't think Corey's in the house, which I don't know if he took melatonin and he fell asleep already or what, but he should be in here. The first... Actually, these are pretty sick. I've seen these in some collections I bought. But the big cat, as Corey calls him, Andres Galarraga, Bleacher Reachers is a nice one there. Jose Rosado. Gerald Williams. Might take us a little while to get through these boxes, so bear with me. And Mark Kotze rookie card, too. That would have been a decent one back around this time. We got Orlando Merced signing. Used to like Merced a lot. I think I've said that many times on here. Big sense of that damn AOL. Robin Ventura. It's going to take us a while to get through these. Luckily, there's only 12 packs total, but we still may be here for a good hour because of how these are stuck together. And I'm not going to crack them or anything like that because I don't want to risk any kind of paper loss. I'd say we're pretty lucky so far. Scott Sanders, but, I mean, it's an affordable rip to pull a possible Jeter rookie card. Or not rookie card, autograph, I mean. Like, it's... The odds are much better than they are to pull than pulling a Mantle or a DiMaggio or any of these other... really hard to pull autos from the 90s. Todd Walker. There's Mark Kotze rookie card. Kotze is the A's manager indeed, Paul L. says. Scott Erickson still struggling to get through the first pack. It's going to be a long freaking night. I remember being real stoked on these Diamondbacks prospects. Not sure if what became of most of those guys. So Dave Stevens or Hideo Nomo took the world by storm a few years prior to this. Hurls, no-hitter, Larry Walker, and Jeff Blauser, a guy that I was not too pumped on back around this time. Jeff Blauser was never really too pumped on him to begin with. Jermaine Allensworth. I'm going to move the cards over here. My phone is plugged in. For some reason, all my chargers are they're just on their deathbed, so they're very fickle. I don't want the video to cut out, so we're going to stay away from the charger cord. There's a Clemens, or as Corey calls him, the Rocket. We got Derek Lee prospects card. Derek Lee rookies were in 94 releases. TJ Matthews and Wes Helms. It's kind of a hot prospect back in 97. So the first pack is in the books. The first 35 cards go to John A. A nice Mantle MVP insert in there. We got Scotty Arms and Willie McGee emoji. Pack number 2. Can we find ourselves a Jeter autograph tonight? Let's see what we got. So I didn't find any Jeter auto odds of pulling out a jumbo. Like I said, it was 1 in 576 packs in hobby. So here's what we have. Mantle Finest 1 in 6. Mays Finest 1 in 4. Team Timber. So we should see a few of those. Those are pretty cool cards. There's a Hobby Masters 1 in 8. Mays Refractor. We may see one of those in here. Mantle Refractor 1 in 60. Packs with Hobby Masters contain 39 cards. So there you have it. The next sticky bunch. We have something shiny in here. I'm obsessed with it. In the middle of the pack. Trevor Williams in the house is $2 toward Chargers. Amazon has cheap ones. Trevor, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. I also need to upgrade my internet as well. I appreciate all of your support in doing all these things. I guess I probably should buy them off Amazon. Typically, I'd go buy them at $5 below, and they'd last you for about 6 months or so. And then, I don't know, either the block would go or the cord would go, but yeah, it's getting kind of hairy around here because every one of them I feel like is going at the same time. There's Jeff Blauser again, Mark Newfield, Alan Bennis Gold Cup, Phil Nevin. There's Bobby Abreu. Rookies were in 95 releases. Dennis Eckersley, Jason Beret. Corey's did the battery percentage reports too. I remember that. Mike King, what's up, man? We got Mike King in the houses for Taco Bell. Mike, thanks a lot, man. Mike will be coming up here pretty soon in this rip. He's hoping for a Jeter autograph. There's a Griffey. Always like that card as well. And I did go to Taco Bell last night. I went there like 11 o'clock. So things are kind of returning back to normal. I don't go there every single day anymore, but I have put off my hiatus against Taco Bell. So I'm going there more regularly now. I've not seen the robot in a while, though, and it's upsetting to everyone. Delano Shields, we have in any Pettit now. I don't know if these are 1 per pack or what, but this is SP17, so... Season's best, we have Hilltoppers Pettits. I think I had that somewhere in my collection from a collection I bought a while ago, but these are pretty sweet cards. Put that on the mantelpiece to impress and woo and wow the ladies. Armando Benitez, we have Matt Williams here. No robot stories. I've not seen him. I was in there, I don't know, was it a week ago or so? Maybe it was like last Wednesday, and he was not there. So I don't know what's going on, but there was a girl that I went out with recently that I was telling her about the Taco Bell robot, and she didn't believe me and thought I was making it all up. I'm like, I'm not making this up. I have pictures of him on my phone. You want to see him? So yeah, I don't know. She's creeped out by me having a bunch of pictures of this guy from behind and from the side. Him walking down the street. A little obsessed with him, aren't you? Alan Watson. Some stickiness once again. Tango says these cards would like opening at country crock butter containers at my grandma's house to find leftovers. What if the robot was fired? I sure hope not, man. I feel like he would just destroy that entire place if he was fired. I just thought about Jeff Reed. For whatever reason, they decided to get a really close-up shot of his face. Show her the the mechanized automated taco teller picture. I think I showed her the thing mock-up that someone posted on the Facebook group. I don't know if she thought it was like disturbing or like if I was really immature. I'm like, this is not a matter of immaturity. This is a matter of life or death. I have to track him down and I have to slay him before he has a chance to do it to me. And it's just, I don't know. If you tell people like that, I don't know. They just, they kind of just think that you're making it up and it's you know, your imagination. But this is real. We all know it's real. There's Kurt Manwaring for Larry Johnson if he's watching from his TV set. Some more prospects of Diamondbacks. She not your wife. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know about that. Doesn't really make sense. And I'd like to welcome the new members into Cooperstown also. I feel like we haven't talked about them. There's Barry Bonds, Bobby Witt, Butt, Adrian Beltre, Todd Helton, and Joe Mauer. So, all going to Cooperstown. Todd Hundley, their stuff is on the rise, as you might have expected. The robot is in witness protection. I tried to tell her, like, you know, about the story where I was out in, like, Eric's neck of the woods, and he doesn't even drive. He works at Taco Bell in my town, which the Taco Bell he works at is like 25 minutes up the road. And I was in the cart aisle, and he just came trudging down it wearing he was wearing a leather jacket. So it's a lot like the T1000, or T500, I should say. Rod Beck, Gwyn, there's Tim Salmon, and he just like shouldered past me. And this is before we were on like speaking terms. I'm like, what's that guy doing here? He's supposed to be at work right now. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So that was when I knew what the deal was with the Taco Bell robot. the Taco Bell T1000. He definitely uses public transportation, but it was weird because like I've only ever seen him in my town, and then I just happened to be out at that other Walmart. In the cart aisle, of all freaking aisles, he decides to walk down that one to enter the store. Weird. Very weird. And then he had to shoulder past me. And that, like I said, it was before we were on a first name basis, but it was at that moment in time that I knew he was tracking me. And he tried to tell people like these stories, and they just don't really believe you. And it's kind of weird. Brother Jason just picked up a bunch of Mauer rookies this weekend. Yeah, it was definitely. I honestly didn't think Mauer was going to get in this time around, so I'm surprised by that. I thought he'd get it eventually, but there's Scott Brocious, Manny Ramirez. This Andrew Jones is actually an uncorrected error, along with the Chipper Jones, John equals Sarah Connor. There's Bob Wells, Andrew Jones. I'm not even sure what the error is on this. I saw it on Baseball Cardpedia listed as an uncorrected error, but it's probably statistical if I had to imagine or guess. I don't see it on there real quick, and we're not going to spend too much time obsessing over that right now. Time-traveling taco bots try to stay under the radar until TacoNet goes live on May 16, 2025. Robot is your guardian angel. Maybe he is. How crazy would that be? Mike Matheny, Bartolo Colon, Cecil Fielders, Brad Ausmus, Jason Ishringhausen. I'm not actually sure what the error is on this. Paul L. says, I have no idea. Somebody find that out because I did not get a chance to look it up. We have an insert card coming up in here as well. Melvin Nieves, Todd Greenwood up Piazza. This is going to be one of those well, you know what? That's pretty sick. A Hobby Masters. These are 1 in 8 packs, so these are basically 1 per box. It's a pretty freaking awesome card, though. Very nice. It kind of reminds me of the designs on the Junk Wax Dudes customs that you've seen on here before. Very neat looking card. Floyd Fence's Stream going wonky. I blame that mantle you pulled. Is it really going wonky? What's going on with it? Very nice insert card there for John A. The robot is actually your Michael Landon from Highwood Ave. Oh, that is glorious. Maybe he is. Maybe he is, and I'm supposed to be the Victor French. You think it could be a thing? There's Paul Molitor, Number Crunchers. There's a little bit of paper loss on that one, which kind of sucks. First time I've seen that in his box. Probably a no dot after incorporated. So sparkly, Vince has said. Floyd fan, yeah, I think you're probably right, man. I would not doubt it. They should bring back Hobby Masters and mainline tops. Those are definitely cool cards, man. We got Greg Vaughn, bunch of horizontal cards. Chad Curtis for Topps Jailbreak. There's Walt Weiss. I don't know if that's Luis Salazar slot in there, but Geez, these packs are going to take a while to go through. I was really hoping that they wouldn't be stuck like this. Because I've opened a lot of 97 tops that were nothing like this at all, but at least they're not causing paper loss, really. There's Jose Rio. There's definitely some interesting photos in this set as well. Matt Lawton was pumped on him probably around this time. Kind of a bad miscut there. Here's Carlos Baerga. Some more prospects. We have Devil Rays here. Pee-wee's emphysema is only getting worse. We'll bring him on here once I'm done hacking apart this brick. Cal Eldred, no sign of the Jeter yet, but we have probably about 3 more hours to go opening the next 10 packs in this box. Or what do we have, 9 now? We'll have Carpal Tunnel well before then. There's Vladdy Guerrero. Early on in his career, Randy Johnson. Keep seeing something on the internet that Randy Johnson doesn't own a gun. He just keeps a bucket of baseballs next to his bed. I don't know how true that is, but it's pretty funny. There's Rondell White and some more prospects that didn't really do a whole lot. Junk Wax Genius will 1,000% no. Yo, somebody asked him what the air is. So we have 3 left. We are halfway through the first stack. Got a Ripken on the back of this one. So we got a Willie Mays insert here. So it's like every single jumbo pack has an insert card. That's what I was kind of hoping. I feel like you got a better chance of pulling some of these autos than you do, or in jumbo than you do in regular hobby. That's why I figured we would get some of those. Jordan, and it's crazy how these aren't, the Jeter's not super hard to pull. Like the Mantle, I remember doing the math on the Mantle, you had to open like, I don't know, 160 some cases of 91 score Series 2 in order to pull a Mantle autograph. And I may miss over some cards here that are kind of sticking a little bit. It's hard to tell. Kevin Seitzer, Al Leiter. There's Mark Lewis. Is that Ruben Sierra? Jose Vizcaino. Levon Hernandez, second-year card of him. Javi Lopez. Mike Wallera says, need to have a search for the new Hall of Fame class rookie cards. Go Mauer and go Twins. Mike, thanks a lot, man. That's not a bad idea at all. Sosa, Eric Karros, but Todd Helton only has 1 rookie card. He's got 93 tops traded, so that's in a set. They don't make boxes, those, unfortunately. I'd be sick if they did. Willie Mays insert from 69 design. Very nice. Nice and shiny Mays insert there. But Joe Mauer was in 2002 releases, so he was an 02 Bowman. I think I was going to get a box of those a while back. They're probably going up now. 02 Bowman, 02 Tops. Those were really the main rookies he had. He may have had a couple other ones, but those ones I was focused on before. Musina, Hilltopper shows up. A nice one there. Sandy Martinez, checklist card. And another reason why I like opening stuff like this is because it brings attention to cards I might need, which for some reason I just didn't realize that Eric Chavez had a rookie in 97 tops. It's not like a crazy high dollar card. I mean, probably $1. But I don't have it in my rookie box. I have his Bowman from that year in my rookie box, so only right that I have his tops as well. So that's one I need to track down, probably in a quarter box or something along the way. Jay Payton was pumped on him at some point, I think along with Paul L. Kamara Barti, checklist card. Moyer, we got David Cone. Congrats to Todd Helton. Yeah, it's nice to see Todd Helton get in. I think a lot of people suspected he would move on. We all knew Beltre would get in first round. Ruben Rivera. And let's see if we can find a Chris Benson now. Not a Chris Benson. This is Andy Prater instead. John Nicholson. Amari Telemaco shows up, if anyone really gives a damn. Shannon Stewart, Jay Powell. Oh, these bricks. Oh, these bricks. I don't know if I want to open a whole case of these. Imagine they're all stuck together, but at least they are not destroyed. So, Krim Garcia was definitely a fan of him. In the mid-90s, his stuff was on the rise. Cordova, Ernie Young. There's Olerud. Some more prospect cards. Mark Redmond. Remember being pumped on him. And Cal Ripken. Ends that freaking pack. 2 more packs left in the first freaking stack. And we're already 20 minutes in. It's going to be a long night. So, settle in. Put on your favorite slippers. Pour yourself a shot and or some cocoa and enjoy the sweet sounds of separating stuck together 97 tops. We got an insert card in here. It seems like they're right in the middle of the pack. That's actually Eddie Murray's last card. We got some major stickiness here. But No paper loss. Willie Green starts it off. I remember being real pumped on Willie Green's 90 scorecard way back in 1990. He's a prospect for the Pirates. There's Will Clark for Nick Miller. Ivan Rodriguez, C.J. Natowski. Andrew Jones' error was on his birth date. Error was 67, should have been 77, not corrected. Brother Jay, thanks for pointing that out. I had a feeling it was something like weird like that that none of us would know unless we looked it up. There's by Bo, Dustin Hermanson, Moises Alou. Too bad it wasn't his 90 scorecard. So we could all just rejoice at the sight of that. I have the world's largest collection after all. So we do have some inserts coming up. Seems like they're in every single pack. You're going to see one of those. Moises Alou, Brett Butler. Mike Hampton. Musina. There is Bagwell, and or as Corey calls him, Bagpipes. Natowski is a big name for a little while. I think his rookie was in the year before that, so it's a second-year card. Joe Girardi. That's a pretty funny photo. He's got hit in the junk. And our insert card is going to be leading looters. Eric Young. I am surprised to see that one. I don't remember being too stoked on Eric Young or anybody else for that matter, being a big collector of his stuff back then. Chris Gomez or Chad Matola. There's a crab dog for Corey. And, of course, Eddie Murray's last ever card. Look at that career. A very long span. Got Ruben Sierra. And there's Chris Benson rookie card. So, back in 97, everyone wanted that card. His stuff was definitely sought after. I don't know if I had any of his cards back in 97. Definitely wanted them, but I really refused to buy singles. I was just buying a crap ton of grab bags. There's Quentin McCracken, Ruben Sierra, Kevin Stalker, James Baldwin. And some more prospects for the Blue Jays now. Pete Tucci and Joe Lawrence. Pat Mears, Lofton, Shane Reynolds, Cliff Floyd. How crazy it would be if we could find the Jeter in here. Bichette, Tony Batista. We got one pack coming up left for John A. Al Martin. I'm guessing that there's Braden Looper. I'm guessing that if we see a Jeter, it's probably going to be in the middle of the pack. Like all the inserts have big Arnie McCracken. Well, incorrectly said the error is Andrew spelled a U instead of an E. Probably, I would not doubt it. The last pack for John A. Let's get you some luck here. I don't know if I ever opened a jumbo pack of 97 Topps. Didn't really buy a whole lot of jumbo packs back in the 90s. Surprisingly enough. But looks like we have another Mays or Mantle reprint here. Let's separate these and see what it is. Pendleton, Brian Jordan once again. Phil Nevin. It's really crazy. There's the Jones, the birth date error. Where are we at? 67 is the error on there. I don't really keep statistical errors like that. They don't really do a whole lot for me. Name misspellings on the front. I'll keep stuff like that for error cards, but the dates, I'm not too into stuff like that. Or the dot errors that everyone obsesses over. We got Willie Mays. 1963 design now. Very nice. Very nice looking cards. And they have the protective coating on there also. Albert Bell shows up now. Kings of Swing. Nice looking card. I like that one. Sandy Martinez. We got Curtis Pride. Greg Vaughn once again. And the final stack of the first, or final stack of the first stack, I should say. These are always like the worst ones, I feel like, stuck together. But it's crazy how, like, 95 is horrible for bricking. Absolutely awful. Paper loss and everything else. But 96 isn't terrible. 94s are pretty bad, too. 93s never really brick together at all. They don't really have the UV, the ultra varnish coating. There's Todd Walker, Ryan Klesko, Erickson. But it's weird how some of them are different. We got Larry Walker coming in here. Dave Stevens. Jose Uribe, wrong birthday is gold. Yeah, people are still... It seems like the hype has come down a lot. I looked at those recently, and I'm like, are people still paying like $100 for this Jose Uribe? But, you know, they're still on there. They're still selling, but like they're like $1 now. It's that whole money laundering scam. I don't know about the Alex Madrids that were $25,000. Clemens, Nomar Garcia Parra. Do I still have the Al Martin thermos? I definitely do. Most definitely. Got 44 4.5. What is happening, man? I got a Mick Kringleberry at Bowling League. There's Mueller, West Helms, and Tim Salmon. So the first stack in the books, no sign of Jeter yet. Some nice inserts came out of there. John A., thank you for participating. We now move on to Michael K. Okay, a local guy that used to frequent the TPI retail store. So hopefully all is well with you, Michael. Good dude, Andrew McCutcheon, Super Collector. We'll move this bulbous box off to this side. And we will tackle the next 6 packs. How about the Pete Rose 87 Topps Manager card that was selling for $5K? There was something I saw on eBay today. I was at my mechanic for like 4.5 hours today. It was pretty brutal. And while I was sitting there, I was obviously scouring eBay and everything else, contemplating the meaning of life. And I came across Roger Clemens 86 Topps, because I was following that, searching there for a while for the Blue Streak Air before I bought one. And I just never unfollowed it to search. But there was somebody on there selling it for $2,500. I think it was a Clemens. It said it was like a super rare error card. It was a miscut. It was off center. And then like in the description it said, this card is so rare, it is off center. And $2,500. So see those constantly. Like, that's not an error card. It's a miscut. But maybe it's part of a money laundering scheme. Who knows? Tuna 56 as well. Those may be a little sticky and bricked a bit, but on the bright side, if Jeter comes out, at least you know. At least you know it'll be a pack pulled PSA 10. Tuna 56. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. I don't know if he has a channel or not, but Tango's got a link to him, I believe. Appreciate you posting that, Tango, on top of things. Check him out. Subscribe to him if you have not already. As we know around here, according to other YouTubers, that's the only reason why I know that, but the word is that if you pack pull it, it's an automatic PSA 10. So take that with you wherever you go, and make sure you tell everyone. And argue with PSA or any other company that gives you less than a 10. That is words from the wise. The next insert, Rafael Palmeiro. This is a pretty big insert set. This is number 15. So lots of cards. I forget exactly the size of it, but Kings of Swing, Palmeiro, Armando Benitez again. Dingle McCringleberry versus Ernie McCracken. eBay 1 of 1. Probably an ultra rare partial card numbered misprint. Ultra rare or ultra fleer. I'll never forget that. And the guy who we used to call Fleer Ultra Fleer. And speaking of dingleberries, that guy's name gets brought up. Charlie O'Brien, looking rather disheveled there. Todd Stottlemyre. Jeff Reed again. And Jeff Reed, very interesting character. From coronary 92 score on this photo to just a full frontal face shot 5 years later. Guys all over the place. David Cohn, move on. Brierga. There's a link to Fight Struggle. To the Fight Struggle video. He pulls the second-year Griffey and flips out about it. And starts proclaiming that the raw 90 Upper Deck Griffey is $150 card? $120? I forget what he says exactly, but it's pretty priceless. Where will you get those precious words of wisdom? I don't think we've seen the last of him. I don't think we have. Jay Powell. But, yeah, that guy, he actually sucks. I caught wind of one of his recent videos, and he said some pretty bad stuff about me, and I'm not really sure why. He actually he pulled comments off of one of my videos, which I thought was kind of weird and creepy, because I never knew he was really around. But he pulled comments from my video, used it in one of his videos, and then he told me to F off, which I don't know what I did. Somebody was like, I hope John continues a 90 top search, and I like hearted the comment, because I'm like, yeah, we are continuing the 90 top search, and he's like, this guy can go F off. I'm like, what are you doing, you little weirdo? Hiding in the background? Yeah, that was kind of weird, but yeah, I got it retired, and you can't stay retired for more than 2 days, apparently. Keep sending me links of new videos he's posting, so it's all attention-seeking behavior is what we call that. Get all ladies' attention with a limited edition ultra-rare TPI jersey. Scott Broche starts it off. Mayor Ramirez. Brian Jordan. Yeah. The baseball card Karen is at it again. Tim Raines, Andrew Jones, uncorrected freaking error. We're not going to put that one aside. An error box of any kind. Castilla, Brad Ausmus again. Jason H. Hassan was pumped on him back during the early mid-90s. And we have, well, we got one of these cards. These are actually pretty sick. They do warp over time because of the way the cards are printed. Todd Green. But the first one's Big Mac. All of these are like this, with the half pipe or mini ramp like warping to those. Apparently that's how they all are due to just, I don't know, the texture of the card or how they printed it. But Team Timber. I think these are about one per jumbo box. And it's Big Mac, as Corey calls him. TT, or Titty, 12. Mark McGuire. I've never seen these before in person, so that's pretty sick. Kind of a nice design there. And we got a Griffey. Look at that. Michael K., you got yourself a Griffey. Try to pull this apart without any kind of paper loss. And it was a little bit sticky there, but Bleacher, Reachers, Griffey. Yeah, that sucks. For whatever reason, these inserts, the coating on those, it has a tendency to stick. And all the other cards do not. So a Griffey got a little muffed up the very bottom there, but a nice insert. Probably the best insert we've seen so far, I would say. Oddball Cards in the House says, Passes Live, Joe Maurer, Taco Bell, Ripping for Ripkins, and Craig B, all freaking legends. Shane, what is going on? Oddball Card Shane in the house. It's been a while. Welcome, man. Thank you for that. Check out Oddball Cards if you have not done so already. If Tango, you can get a link up for Oddball Shane. Always a pleasure to have you in the house with us, man. How would PSA grade that warp? It's interesting. Bob Walcott, Burnitz. Yeah, so we'll be very, very careful. Maybe pull the hair dry out for some of these insert cards because everything else seems to be good. And then you get to those and paper loss. Chuck Finley, Stalker, James Baldwin. Too bad you didn't rip off Griffey's Griffey's scab. Would have been worth millions. There's Chris Benson rookie card again. Darren Bragg. And Pat Mears. Jason L. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. There's a link to Oddball Cards. Tango, appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for that. Drinking game of what Corey has for nicknames. We need to make that a thing. Corey, I don't know where he's at, but I'm upset with him for not being here. He's not at home. He's on the road, so I don't know if he just is shunning us. I invited Joe's Card Corral back, too. Joe's Card Corral on a hiatus from this channel. I think he kind of got upset when we put him on the abandonment list, but all you got to do to come off the abandonment list is to show up for a video, and then you're taken off of it. That's literally it. That's all you got to do. You're on there because you stopped coming around, so it's a real easy resolution there. 2000 Bowman hairdryer break. Yeah, that was pretty ghetto. Things have gotten very ghetto around here over the years, and I'm glad that most of you have been here to experience that. And I'm sure there are many more things to come as far as ghetto things go. I'm hoping to make some more skits, too. I feel like we need to bring back some skits. I feel like getting rowdy. So take that for what it is. Put on the empty promises list if you like. And I think that this coming Sunday or next week, you may see a toy video rating my parents' attic for my childhood toys. The video has been promised for 5 years now. Channel Park. First time seeing that. Willie Green again. Mike Sweeney. I always like Mike Sweeney, though. That's second year card of him, I believe. I think his rookie's in 96. The only person who can't leave the abandonment list is Jonathan H. Yeah, Jonathan H is permanently on there. Let's hope the next box is not as sticky as this. Darren Oliver, Kevin Teitzer, and we got CJ Natowski once again. Paul L. now adding my promises to the list. That will probably remain there forever. Mark Lewis, Jose Vizcaino. So Griffey insert shows up. Let's see if we can find this Jeter auto. Levon Hernandez, second year card again. Javi Lopez, or as we call him as kids, JV Lopes. Bring that back. There's a Lofton insert coming up. And we have an Eric Karros. Very, very upset because Mike Piazza is nowhere in sight. Make sure to take Eric's toys as well. And look at that. The Lofton, no paper loss on that one, of course. It had to get the Griffey, but that one's perfectly fine. Lofton leading looters. Intense. We need a cage fight scale. The robot versus Plow King Willie. Yeah, I need to get a picture of the robot and I standing together. Like, I don't think anyone's seen like the front of his face. The next time I go in there and he's there, I'm getting a picture with him. Mark my words, it's happening. Trey Beeman, we're being stoked on him temporarily. Jay Payton, Kamara Barti. So we're seeing the same names, of course. It's only a 220 card release, so we're going to see a lot of the same names, but hopefully different insert cards, which we haven't got the same inserts yet, so that's nice. Checklist card, Moyer. Larkin crawling on the dirt with Ray Sanchez. Donovan Osborne. And some Blue Jays prospects once again. The cheese antics of Plow King will live in infamy. Yeah, he'd come in here and just talk about how he was eating cheese. That's all it was. I don't think... Did we block him? Look at that. Derek Chavez rookie card shows up. Probably the best rookie out of this release. And one that I overlooked for a very long time. So that's pretty cool. It's definitely a notable rookie. Jeff Suppan. Got a gold cup here of Batista Hideo Nomo. First time seeing that one. And some sort of strange blemish on Mark Leiter that I'm obsessed with. We have Braden Looper again. Paul Sorrento for Paul L., who I know hates him. And Mark Bellhorn. Mark Bellhorn, not a rookie. His rookie was the previous year. And that ends that pack. So halfway done with the second stack. These are going down very slowly. But that's all right, though. We're having the time of our life tonight. This is going to be kind of a long rip. I think we all can agree on that. Will Clark starts it off. We have a Tom Goodwin. So we're getting kind of get screwed on some of these insert cards. With Eric Young, we have a Made 68 insert coming up that I just gave away. Clark, Ivan Rodriguez, Jeff Kent. Let's go through these as fast as we possibly can, just to kind of get caught up here a little bit. Just by a bell, I just don't want to damage the cards. Jason Schmidt, first time seeing that. Jason Schmidt, another guy, always one true rookie in 94 tops traded. There's Moises Alou, Brett Butler, Hampton, John Jaha for Paul L., who I know is cringing at the sight of that. Musino, we got Darren Lewis, and a bag of pipes for Corey with a Willie Mays. It's a pretty sick-looking reprint, 1968. And he's got the green Gob of Death overtaking his entire face. That actually adds a lot of edge to the card. I like that. It's like some sort of war paint on him. Kind of obsessed with it. Moving right along, the other half of the pack here. So the insert card is going to be Tom Goodwin. Please refrain from your excitement. Tom Goodwin, leading looters. Chad Matola, Fred McGriff. Come on, Mickey West and the Viking is cheering for it. Intermission go to the snack bar. That sounds like a good idea. I like that idea a lot. Got Crime Dog, Eddie Murray's last card. And Rico. These cards are a lot like early 90s Upper Deck, and they're all stuck together. Double-edged sword. Derek Gibson, there's Tobin C. Wilfredo Cordero shows up. Tim Belcher. Rich Aurelia. Rick Aguilera. Can we find this freaking Jeter or what? Danny Peoples. Mark Wohlers. Seeing a few new faces in here. Eddie Murray once again. 5th for 500th home run. Muller, 3,000th hit. That's a cool card, too. So if you decide to buy a box of these, proceed with caution. Chipper Jones, also an uncorrected error, the first card of the series. It's actually mislabeled on there. 276. I think it's supposed to be, is it? I think it's uncorrected. I think it's supposed to be 277. I honestly can't remember. But I know that Baseball Card PL labels that as an uncorrected error. And it's misnumbered. There's Ben Grieve. It's not his rookie, but an early card to him. And Darryl Strawberry. Ends that pack. 2 more left. Tango says, rumor has it that Grease from Progi Pizza won brick. And he boxed in the 90s. The final 2 packs. For Michael K. In box number 1. This is a double feature. We have 2 boxes to go through tonight. And we got a maze in here. Where is the Jeter? Still haven't seen the Jeter Gold Cup yet, but you know what? He might be in Series 1, actually, now I think about it. I don't think he's in this series. Kurt Evett, Brent Gates. Although I could be wrong. I didn't look over the checklist too extensively before the rip. Michael Tucker. And it sucks because the comments on the screen, I still can't freaking read them, so I'm missing a lot of what you guys are saying. The only thing that pops up clear on my screen is Super Chats. Now, I have my computer next to me on my left, but I can't unbrick these and look through them while looking at my screen. It's kind of tough a little bit. Winkler says, I'm leaving YouTube. This is my last appearance. So I hope that's not the case, man. We definitely will miss having you around if that is the case, dude. It's a true Jeter cheater if he's not in here. Abreu, Eckersley, Guzman, Facero, Jeffrey Hammonds, and Alex Hernandez ends that pack. If you do decide to leave, Winkler, I understand. I wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you again if you take a break. I know sometimes people need to take a break from YouTube in general. Trash bag waxes sucks. They're a bit sticky, but great rip regardless. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'd be looking forward to ripping your product again if you want to send it my way. Open that a couple months now. Is it November or December? I think I ripped that open. Maze, the 67 design. That one's a little off-center with the green flesh-eating bacteria overtaking only part of his face here. Almost like he was dipped in radioactive material. Toxic Crusaders, Willie Mays edition. We have Ellis Burks next. Winkler just, that was a parody. He's parodying of JSC, Ellis Burks, my arch enemy. Greg Colbrin, Orlando Merced, there's Pat Henkin. Yeah, these ones are pretty freaking sticky. Robin Ventura. I'm also leaving YouTube until tomorrow. I might join you on that. After this rip, I'm going to have to go soak my hands in a vat of ice. Jose Rio, Matt Lawton again. Alex Ochoa. Orlando Merced and stuff. Yeah, the best game ever. Jeez, these are tough. It'll probably be the last time I ripped 97 Top Series 2, honestly. I figured we had to try it at least to try to find the Jeter. But this is what I got to deal with every time I rip box. I would rather just buy the Jeter outright. Quinn, Danny Graves, Kenny Rogers, and what do we have here? Jimmy Anderson, prospect card along with Rondell White. Ends that pack. We have one more left. Can we make it the freaking Jeter autograph? Please. Give us some luck. We got a Bonds coming up in here. What is that, Hobby Masters? I can't, yeah, it looks like a Hobby Masters Bonds. Michael K, he might be kind of pumped on that. I know he wants a Jeter. But let's see if we can find one in this last pack for him. Kent Bonilla, Jason Schmidt. I think he does collect some Buccos too. So you got some Buccos in here. McGee Jr., Todd Zeal, Brett freaking Butler. Mike Hampton, John Jaha once again. Bobby Jones, Musina. Lewis Bag Pipes. And Joe Girardi ends that little stack. The final part of box number 1. The Bonds. Oh, that is a nice one right there. That's pretty sick. These are pretty awesome cards, though. HM, number 16. So a pretty big insert set also, but probably the coolest cards we've seen in this release yet. I like those better than the other ones. And you got a Frank Thomas in here, too. Let's see if we can salvage it without any paper loss. Very nice. The Thomas comes out. Number crunchers. You got a Thomas, insert, a Bonds in the same pack. Not too shabby, Michael. If Michael is still in here. No sign of Jeter yet, but can we turn that around here? Taking us to sparkly. They definitely are super sparkly. Guaranteed to impress any woman that you bring back to your pad. Murray, last card again, and what are you doing, Tops? Eddie Toppensee, Derek Gibson, Quentin McCracken. I like Quentin McCracken for a very brief time, and I don't really know why. Todd Walker. Klesko, Kurt Man wearing a dress, as Larry Johnson would say. Some prospect cards, Walker and Blauser, another Bonds, 40 homers and 40 steals. Oh, these are brutal. They're so brutal. Whit Clemens, no more Garcia-Parra. Rod Beck in that 70s porn stash. Wes Helms, Bill Mueller, Tim Salmon, and we end this pack and a box with Jeff Abbott's rookie card. So, a couple pretty sweet inserts in that last pack. No Jeter rookie card. Scotty Arms is demanding a Mike Walkden sighting. So the second stack of the first box is in the books. That takes us to box number 2. And before we do that, we have to present to you the Mike Walkden, the levitating Mike Walkden, forever enshrined in this snow globe that really doesn't have any snow because I never actually did that, but we will eventually do that. Floating above the trees on that photo. And also a new prop to the TPIA set. We have an Assy McGee figure here. Assy McGee, one of the best shows of all time. If you're not familiar with Assy McGee, then I don't know what you're doing. You probably should look it up. But a very short-lived cartoon that is just absolutely freaking epic. So check into Assy McGee. It will change your life forever. All right, box number 2. Paul L. is pumped on the Walkden sighting. Paul L. also confused by the Assy McGee sighting. And a quick word from one of our sponsors. That sounded demonic, so we're going to let Pee-wee go back to Cherry now, and we're not going to bother him anymore. Trevor Williams says paper loss creates a one of one, a one of one each time. Trevor, it's very, very true, man. He does have a very valid point, and I'm sure if we go on eBay, we can see that he is not wrong. I'm sure there's probably people on there selling paper loss cards as one of ones. Rare. Paul F., you're in the hot seat. The next box. Well, 97 Topps Jumbo. That's where the fecal stains came from. Good luck to you, Paul. When you find a Jeter auto in this pack, or in this stack, for that matter. Demonic Pee-wee just summoned Vigo the Carpathian. Paul F's in the house. We got a big cat for you. There's a maze. Looks like 64. And I bought these from the same seller, which is a risk, but these are like kind of cold for some reason. I don't know why. They're in the same exact spot, so that's interesting. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on the base cards because these ones aren't bricking as much as the other ones, and my hands are so happy to realize that. Eric Karros, so far at least, I should say. It always seems like these boxes have different spots where the cards are stuck worse than others. Musina, Lewis, Bagwell, and a 64. They did a horrible job cutting these reprints. Like, what the hell? All the base set like looks like they're fine, and then every single reprint, the margins are so far off. What are you doing? Come on. Give me a freaking break here. We got the big cat for Corey, who is working his way up the abandonment list very quickly here. I guess Three Bros doesn't realize they're putting one of ones in their products with paper loss. I'm pretty sure that my brother went to Three Bros, the actual card shop of Three Bros. I saw he did a video in Orlando the other day, and somebody in the comments was like, "That's the Three Bros card shop, like the store next, or the spot next door is where they make all their crappy products." There's a big cat. I was like, that's pretty crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Martinez, Curtis Pride. We got Bill Pulsifer. Bob Walcott. Alan Watson. Any ideas how much this jumbo box? You know, I tried looking up the how much packs cost in 97. I couldn't find a price tag anywhere for those. Honestly, couldn't tell you. Probably half of what it costs today. Like I said, these are like, I think the jumbos are around, I don't know, are they close to 90 bucks, something like that, 80, 90 bucks, I think. I think I bought the cheapest ones that were on eBay as far as jumbos go. Like I said, I paid, it was like $185 or something like that with tax or somewhere around there from the same guy. And we got Mark Wohlers, Hideo Nomo again. Is Corey in a melatonin coma? Yeah, I don't know where he's at. Like, he literally, I talked to him earlier. Bonds, he has forsaken me, though, by not being here during this nail-biting rip. Bellhorn, Russ Johnson, and Enrique Wilson, and Mark Thompson, and some sort of shenanigans happening here, doing squats on the mound. First pack in the books. He's holding a box of Three Bros in the thumbnail. Is he really? I think he bought, they had boxes of packs there. It was like 30 packs for like 15 bucks. I can only imagine what they have in those boxes are probably Donruss pop-ups and stuff like that. Who knows? But I think he's making a video on that sometime soon. I think what he said. But I was like, that is crazy that he's actually going to the store and didn't realize it. Well, they're selling a bunch of their own products there. That's pretty crazy. And I told you guys that before, but one of the owners of that company came into my store, the TPA retail store, and he picked up like $500 worth of cards and then said he was coming back the next day and then never showed up again. So I don't know what that was all about, but it was like Griffey, Upper Deck rookie, and like he had a big stack of cards. It was like around $500 and just never saw that guy again. So the next day I had to put everything back. Big S the Collector says, you're correct. Series 2 Jeter auto is 1 in 576 hobby and retail. Yeah, it doesn't have jumbo odds online anywhere, but I'm like, you know what? I feel like they definitely hook the jumbo boxes up more with autographs because you're paying more for the jumbo packs, typically. Kevin Gross, Dykstra, and of course, I spoke too soon because these ones are a little more sticky. Darren Oliver. Did you learn the identity of the three bros? Yeah, the one guy showed me his warehouse. He's like, these are what our warehouses look like. We have 11 of these. And it's like literally just like long ass, like just aisle that was nothing but like metal shelves and boxes. I'm like, holy crap, you have that many cards? And like, what are you doing putting like 12 cents worth of commons into your Sheets repacks? They're $8. Eckersley, Bob Abreu, John Flaherty. That's Jason Beret. Paul L. now singing Informer, a song that I was obsessed with as a kid. Girardi, Guzman, we got Facero, Hammonds, and another Willie Mays reprint. At least we're getting different ones of these. We got 62 Topps design now. That one's actually not too badly centered in comparison to the other one, so very nice. With a green face. Looks like he's being interrogated by state police. And we have another Kenny Lofton, so we're starting to see some repeat inserts now, and I'm upset about it. But hopefully it does not continue. Lofton insert. This one without paper loss. So the Griffey got screwed. Like all the other ones have been perfectly fine, but of course, like the best one is going to yank the paper off. Tango says, you actually saw a Creed warehouse in the Three Bros that's living life dangerously. Yeah, he showed me a picture of one of the warehouses. He's like, we got 11 of these. And I'm like, holy crap, man. You could like barely see the other end of the aisle. Like, wow, that's nuts. You have that many cards and still nothing but trash put into your boxes. I feel like we need to open a box of those here pretty soon. There's an antique mall that's like not too far from my house that still has like a half box of those. They're like $4 a pack. And like it was like around Christmas time, like I need to rip some trash like that. And I was like, I'm not paying $4 a pack for those. I wouldn't even pay $1 a pack. I don't think it's not worth it. But that's how I found out about them. I saw it there. I'm like, what the hell's this? And I looked it up and I'm like, oh, we gotta rip those. And instant hit on this channel, as we all knew it would be. I feel like once we opened the first pack. You almost got junk wax trafficked. No more Garcia Parra again. Rod Becker's Tony Gwynn. Tim Salmon, or as we called him as kids, Tim Salmon. There's Jeff Abbott again, and Kenny Rogers ends that freaking pack. So 2 packs down in stack number 3 with no sign of the Jeter Rookie of the Year inserts. And they're not numbered, by the way. None of Jeter's inserts are numbered. I don't think there's any numbered inserts in this release at all. To begin with, 97, I guess the Donruss Crusades existed in 97, but the numbering cards wasn't really a huge thing. Look at that, we got a Jeter in here. It is not the autograph, but it is a Hobby Master, so that's nice. Not the card we were obsessing over. Plot twist, one of the Three Bros is the guy who owns Black and Gold, Black and Gold Sports Attic. I've yet to go into the new store. I need to go in there and see what's going on. But, like, I do send a lot of people to him. He actually moved his store from where it was before, and like the pictures I showed you guys and where Corey was at, he moved behind like a mall now. So our mall, it's like 5 minutes away from my house, if that, is it's also a casino. Part of it was converted, like a Sears was converted into casino and stuff like that. So it's pretty popular, and Black and Gold Sports Attic is now behind the mall. And I've been getting quite a good bit of calls, phone calls for collection, stuff like that lately. And a lot of the stuff, like 99% of it basically it's like junk wax stuff, commons, things of that nature. And I think it's happened a couple of times recently, but I couldn't tell you how many times that I've told people to call Black and Gold Sports Attic. Because like some people will send you pictures and they think it's like, oh, it's 30 years old, it's got to have value to it. I'm like, you know what, I'm not interested. But, you know, I want to give them a place that they might be able to sell stuff. So I'm like, hey, Black and Gold Sports Attic behind the mall, hit him up. He may be interested. And meanwhile, it's like It's a bunch of crap. But like, people have like 30 random cards and they'll want to sell them. I'm like, I mean, I couldn't sell those for $1 if I tried to. And people don't really understand that. I don't want to come off like a jerk. So I'm like, you know what? I don't really want those. I'll pass on them. But, maybe put them on Marketplace or call Black and Gold Sports Addict, Jeff Bagwell. So I wonder how many calls he gets a day from people that I send to him. Pretty great stuff. So a Jeter Hockey Master shows up. Very nice. I like it a lot. Probably my favorite one we've seen so far. Not the auto. Paul F. is pumped on that, though. That's pretty sick. Another Greg Vaughn. I never thought in my adult life I'd get tired of seeing Greg Vaughn because as a kid, we were all pumped on him. And this freaking insert card is clinging on for dear life to the back of him. Albert Bell, Bleacher Reachers, now shows up. He probably was getting 0 calls. Now his phone's ringing all freaking. He's definitely getting a lot. I had that happen today where somebody sent me a picture. They called me and they're like, "Are you buying collections?" And I'm like, "I definitely am. It just depends on what you have," which is awesome. I'm not complaining because I want those phone calls. And Burnet's Pulsifer, and he sent me. I don't know. I think it was like 9 or 10 pictures, but the first picture had a Jordan 91 SP in it. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then another one was a McGuire 85 Topps. And that was really it for baseball. I'm like, those are 2 cards I would want. I have them already, but I would buy those if the price is right. But I'm not going to meet you and spend an hour out of my day to buy 2 cards. And like the McGuire kind of had rounded off corners, so it's like, I don't really want to do that. So, and there was like, I don't know, the rest of the pictures were like hockey, but they were like Martin Brodeur rookie. That's like, you can find those, I feel like, in like quarter boxes these days. At most, you probably get that for $1 for his like 90 score rookie. Chili Davis, Todd Walker. So I was like, you know what? I appreciate you reaching out, but I'm not interested in those. Probably call Black and Gold Sports Addict. He may be interested. And that is exactly what I told them. That's what I tell everyone. So I'll reach out to him. And Dean Palmer, Chipper Jones once again. Did I see the pic? Or did you see the pic I sent you on Facebook today? I did not. I really haven't been on Facebook too much today. I'll check it out, though. There's Paul Konerko. Paul Konerko's rookies were 94, along with Derek Lee. TJ Matthews. That must have been awkward. Yeah, I think the most awkward phone call I've got for a collection so far was when a guy called me. It was probably about 3 weeks ago. He had called me, and he sounded like an absolute crackhead or something along those lines, but he said he had cards, and I'm like, well, what era are they from? Because I always ask people, like, what decades are we talking here? What era are the 80s and 90s stuff? And he started just, like, reading names off to me. And I'm like, all right, well, you're talking, like, he's like, Lou Brock, Turn Back the Clock. I'm like, all right, we're talking, like, late 80s and early 90s from what you're reading. He's like, I got a Randy Johnson card here. It's worth $1,500. And I'm like, what? Like, what Randy Johnson is worth $1,500? I can't even see a 1/1 or anything being worth that much. Or a PSA 10 Marlboro, showing fully exposed on his 89 Fleer. Could I see that even selling for $1,500? So he's like, I looked it up online. It's worth $1,500, and I got a bunch of them. And he was like insisting that this car was worth that much. And I'm like, oh, really? I was like, that's cool. That's pretty sweet, man. He was trying to ride a bus down from an hour away and meet up with me to sell me these cards. And as soon as he said about the Johnson, I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in what you have because I can tell already you have like 90 Donruss, freaking Tony Gwynn's and stuff like that. I have way too many of those. I don't need them. I really can't do a whole lot with those. And just insisting like, well, this card's worth $1,500 and I got a bunch of them. I'm like, no, okay, man. Well, I mean, congratulations. Like, I hope you find someone that can afford that. Rodriguez. I think I had somebody call me recently too that said they had a Barry Bonds relic, upper deck relic that was not numbered from the early 2000s that was worth $500. And did not do business with him either. So you get a lot of calls like that. Cecil Fielder, Alex Fernandez. There's Ken Griffey Jr., the base card showing up now. What about the guy who spread out all the shitty junk wax cards all across the Burger table? Yeah, that was pretty bad, man. And like I have to have the same conversation over and over again with people, like detailing everything, because now people have the Collects app, people have eBay, and they'll just type in Jim Abbott 90 Topps. And then you go on eBay and there's a freaking Jim Abbott 90 Topps on there for $10,000. It's like, what the hell? Like, stop posting this stuff on there because now you have this guy who has that card and thinks he's freaking rich, and now he's calling me and thinks that I'm lying to him because I'm telling him that card's not worth anything. It's like, yeah, so it just creates a monster there, and I have to deal with it quite frequently. So we got Cecil Fielder, or actually Albert Bell, Kings of Swing. We've seen that one already. But quite a few. Congrats on your financial windfall. Yeah, quite a few of those calls, and you can't help but laugh at some of them, but you have to have that conversation over and over again about 80s and 90s and stuff being mass-produced, and people think you're lying. I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested. And they get like mad at you for that, too. Well, just give me $50. I wouldn't be able to make $5 off of what you have here, so like I can't give you 50. But you run into that quite often. And I'm like, you know what? Just take it to Goodwill and take a tax write-off. Just do that. You're better off doing that. Because I feel like most people have junk wax binders in their attic because everyone collected back then. And you always see that. You see dirty binders that just have mostly commons. You might have a Jose Canseco Diamond Kings in there. And it's just like, I looked that card up. It's worth $275 on the Collects app. No, it isn't. Then they start arguing with me. And it's comical as well. Mud Flaps says, I got some cards to sell you from the Justin Bieber era. I am definitely interested in those. Other Burger King employees have since washed that table. Paul also haven't laughed my ass off in a live stream this hard in months. There's Randy Johnson. I wonder if it's the $1,500 one that the guy had. Assy McGee just fell over in front of me. And still no sign of the freaking Jeter autograph. What in the hell is a Collects? So Collects is a card app. It's spelled COLLX. Somebody told me about it a long time ago, and I'm like, that sounds kind of cool. And I'm like, I'm going to try to use that. Like, that was back when I first opened a store. I'm like, you know, like newer hockey, early 2000s, stuff like that. I don't know anything about it. I don't know, like, you know, what, I think I know that, like, the kind of a few years of what Crosby's rookie was. Was it 06? I honestly don't know off the top of my head. But, like, guys like that, bigger players and stuff, like, I don't know what their rookies are worth. I don't really know what their rookies are for hockey and things of that nature, or maybe even newer basketball. So I was like, I'll get the Collects app and I'll see if it actually works. And I'll compare it to eBay. Man, was that freaking awful. And there was somebody, I think I looked up some sort of common card. It was like saying it was like, I don't know, $75 on there. Because what it does, what I think it does, it pulls, yeah, Paul says 0506. That's what I thought. And it was in that that range. But what it does, I think it just takes an average of all of that card that's on eBay. So I think it's taking the graded cards along with it, so it factors PSA 10s in there and stuff like that. And it's like, you can't get a fair feel for what this ungraded Ricky Henderson 1990 Topps is worth. So there's a guy that I met up with in a parking lot, I don't know, a couple months ago. He was texting me before the live stream. He sent me like 56 texts in a row, and it was kind of obnoxious because it was like a factory set that he opened and just started sending me pictures of every single one of the cards in the backs. I'm like, okay, this is excessive. And a 2023 factory set, but he had a bunch of bagged cards in the back of his car, and he was telling me, he's like, this Ricky Henderson right here, it was a 91 Stadium Club Ricky Henderson. He's like, this one right here is worth $300. I looked it up. I'm like, all right, it's not worth that, and here's why. And I had to do the whole spiel, which usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how deep we go into it. But I was like, the Collects app is crap. It is literally taking PSA 10s of that card, which probably are like, I don't know, I can't say them, they're $300, but they're probably over 100, I would think, for that, somewhere in that range, around $100. And it's pulling all of those together and creating an average, and it's telling you this 10-cent box card is worth 300. So you can't go by that, but a lot of people use it apparently. And then you have people getting angry at people that are buying collections because they're telling them the cards aren't worth anything. But it is what it is. It's actually kind of comical. Johnny's the pawn store guy to call for values. Let me call and see what this Sidney Crosby's worth. How funny would that be? That should be a skit. Paul, I'll put that on the list. We're making a skit on that. Or I wish I would have made some skits in the store. I wanted to, but it was always super awkward because there was people that lived upstairs and I could always hear them. And I was always like, can they hear me down here? We got Andy Pettit Hilltoppers once again. Seen that one in the last box. Ashes of Charred Junk Wax cards could be worth more. Fred McGriff Matola. Tangy missed the Jeter. A deep sigh followed by crushing truth. John meeting strange men in parking lots after hours. Yeah, I've definitely met some strange characters, but usually it doesn't ever end in like anything crazy. It's usually always bagged up or 91 Fleer. Sometimes I'm like, I hope that there's like maybe one rookie in here that I want, but I'm very honest with people and I tell them like what they have, what they can get for it if I don't want it. Like most of the people, I'm just like, try Facebook Marketplace. People on there will probably buy it. But I was like, there's really nothing that I could do with it. So, and it's always late 80s, early 90s. There's Eddie Murray again. Krim Garcia. But every once in a while I get lucky and I get like a vintage collection that someone's trying to get rid of. Like it happened a while ago. And it's definitely beefed up my mantle collection, so that's pretty awesome. I probably have 15 mantles or so now. Not all base cards, obviously, but vintage mantles. So that's pretty sweet. We got one more pack left for Paul F. Banks, I spent hours on your channel while going through my garage full of old cards. I learned a lot from you. Well, thanks for being here, man. I love to hear that. I absolutely love to hear that. I'm glad that that you are getting something out of these rips and out of these videos. It's freaking awesome to hear. Mikey G says, hi, John. I was on this X site and it said you pay $1,000. Yeah, it's so funny because I don't know. People don't understand the whole grading thing. They're just like, I looked online and this is worth that. It's like, it's not selling for that, but you always have to have that conversation with everyone. And they don't know any better, so I don't hold it against them. But some people get really angry about that. They get hostile, like you're trying to rip them off. And it's like, no, I'm not interested. I told you I don't want these at all, period. If they were valuable, then I'd probably try to work a deal out, but I don't want them. So I always give them alternatives of where they could probably sell them, maybe, and it's usually always Black and Gold Sports Attic. Moises Alou, Hermanson, Mike Hampton. Last pack for Paul F. We saw a Jeter Hobby Masters insert coming out of here. Can we find a Jeter insert? And we're going to find a Paul Molitor insert instead. Sosa, I honestly don't know where the Jeter auto would be. We got Mantle in here. 62 Topps Mantle shows up. The Sporting News. That one's pretty nice, too, as far as centering goes. Someone's got Butchered. 44 Forces Never Take No as an answer. Sweet Strokes is pretty awesome, too. Those are in Series 1, though. We may have to open Series 1 at some point. If my carpal tunnel ever heals. The status of the Mantle auto. You know what? I didn't send it in yet. I had it authenticated by Beckett. They said it looked good and it should pass authentication. I don't know where to send it, though. Molitor. Even after that, people were still saying it's a fake. And I'm like, I don't freaking know, man. But you print out the thing that Beckett sent me saying it was likely to pass a full authentication. Then you send that to whoever. But I may just send it to Beckett. I don't know. I tried to look to see if SGC graded balls, and they don't. They only grade cards. Otherwise, I probably would have gone with them because, I mean, I'm not planning on selling. I'll keep it forever if it actually is real. Chad Curtis, Walt Weiss, which I'm hoping that it is. But I was trying to look into that a little bit earlier while I was stuck in the mechanic for 4.5 hours. To see what Beckett charged. It seemed like it was around $100 or so to get it encapsulated. So I may go with Beckett. Paul says, when you learn that 1991 Ricky Henderson is not worth 17 grand. Oh, I got to see what link that is. Radioactive Mantle shows up. Larkin, Donovan Osborne, the last pack for Paul F. And we were almost done with this rip, and we're over an hour into it. Eric Chavez, rookie, now shows up. Another nice one for the rookie box. For Paul F, Paul Molitor, and the last little stack to end the first half of the box. If it's a fake, you can give it to Eric for Christmas. Cliff Floyd, I think it's the first time we've seen him tonight. Bichette, Batista. Al Martin. What the hell happened to this card? We have a strange anomaly that has happened and formed here on Braden Looper. There's some sort of crease that is spherical, and I'm obsessed with it. If you look close enough, you can see it right there. Definitely part of being in the pack, but very interesting crease nonetheless. And that ends the first stack for Paul F. Leaving us 6 more packs to find a freaking Jeter. And I'm not sure what the next rip will be yet. Like I said, I'm always open to suggestions. We may do like something random. There's so many boxes in the 90s I haven't opened. We may open, I don't know, 96 Stadium Club. Looking for inserts. Very cheap rip. We got Mickey Mantle retrospective cards in there. And I don't know, I have a bunch of stuff like that laying around left over from the store that I'm probably not going to keep my sealed wax collection, so we might as well rip it, and things that I have never ripped before in my life, which is the whole purpose of this series, is to open boxes that I never got to experience opening boxes of, for the most part. So we got 6 more packs for Chris L., who is a Mark Grace super collector. Wally Moon's unibrow in the house. Come on, this is John. The status of the mantle ball is it will sit between Pee Wee and the Haggard 89 Topps traded box for the next 18 months. And Corey's did the same thing. Wally Moon knows me all too well, I guess. And the 89 Topps traded box is sitting right here. If you were wondering its whereabouts, it is still moth-eaten and is still the light of my life. Actually, I don't know when that mantle ball is at. I think it's, I don't know. It's somewhere between Paul Heron's disc and the Shaq Pepsi. All right, last stack. Last stack magic for Chris L. Can we find it? Paul F., sorry I couldn't pull you auto. And everybody else, sorry I could not pull you guys the auto. We tried. We need TPIA. What would John... What's that? What does that mean? What would JWGD wristbands? Kurt Abbott starts it off. The mantle ball is probably lost already. It probably is. But at least we have Paul Heron's disc that will unveil the true secrets and meaning of life. At some point, we have a live opening. Floyd Fences might be too new, but my LCS is some decent 2017 Series 2 for a decent price if you want to use that for Throwback Tuesday. Series 2, is Judging Series 2 that year? What are those going for? Thank you for that, Floyd fan. I mean, I would be open to that. I've opened 2015 Topps Update when I found a bunch of packs of those. They were like the weird grocery, or not grocery packs, but dollar store packs. But there was still a bunch of rookies in there. We got a Sheffield. So these are about 1 per box. Team and Timber. Sheffield shows up. These ones are so crazy looking. This one is warped again. Lots of transition on there. We got a Frank Thomas insert again. Season's best. Second time seeing that. If Fred McGriff will get his hands off of the Big Hurt. Crime Dog, Big Hurt number crunchers. Junk Wax Genius. The self-appointed internet's top source for junk wax era knowledge. Like, that's kind of cocky, man. I mean, especially when you called Mike Piazza 93 Ultra rookie card. It's a second year, and I feel like everyone knows that, but come on. Kind of a long stretch there. You're reaching pretty far by referring to yourself as that. Not that I really care, but you're kind of misinforming the public. Fake rookie cards. Eric Chavez rookie again shows up. Aguilera in time of his life. Judging Series 1. Yeah, that is right. Swanson and Olsen. That's pretty sick, though. Matt Olson rookie's in there. I'll have to look into some Series 2. Moizu only feels safe inside that tattered red box. I gotta put him back in there. Walker Bichette. I don't know if Milo and Edo's Diggers is in here or not. This is stack. Hideo Nomo. Seen a lot of repeat cards, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on them other than Paul Sorrento. We will definitely acknowledge him. And Mark Bellhorn, second year card. So the first pack in the books, as we now go into 73 minutes of this 12-pack rip. Paul says, have Eric and the Junk Wax Genius have a face-off? The so-called genius would get the first question wrong. Yeah, he definitely would. I would like to test him on, like, random error cards, like 89 Topps Bob Welch, and, like, weird ones like that that, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't know about. And it's like, all right, man, like, let's see. I would expect someone calling themselves that to know pretty much everything about, you know, these short years. There was somebody that called 94 Junk Wax, and I'm like, 94 is definitely not part of the Junk Wax era. The numbers in 94 came way freaking down than in previous years. Even like 93, I don't really consider a lot of 93 to be Junk Wax. Like 93 Bowman, 93 SP, 93 Pinnacle, even Topps. Like the numbers were way down compared to the year before that and the years before 92. So typically people consider it 87 to 93, but 94, I've never heard 94 be referred to as Junk Wax. So when you started having numbered boxes and cases go out, like Leaf Limited and stuff like that, and even 93 had Topps Finest, which they only made, how many cases? 6,000 cases? I forget exactly how many there were, but only like a few thousand cases of those. That's why boxes of them are $1,000 or more a piece these days. A box that you'll probably never see me open on here. Another one that I want to open is 94 SP, which is one of my favorite sets ever. And I saw a box the other day. It was like, I think the guy was around $500 for it, or $475. And I'm like, that's so tempting because those were $700 or more. At one point, they were $1,000 at the height of the hobby's popularity a few years back. Never got to rip one on here. Never opened one in my life in general, but it's kind of hard to, I don't know, pay that much money for an SP box. It doesn't really have a whole lot to offer. I mean, you could pull an A-Rod rookie die cut. PSA 10s of those at one point were like $15,000. So, but it was low production numbers, and because of that, that's why the boxes are so expensive. There's not that many left out there. When I say not that many left, there's thousands, I'm sure, but like not as many in comparison to previous years. Brian Smith, what is that, man? Tango says Junk Wax Jeopardy. Jabs, JWG, Jabs Finley, Turd Ferguson, hosted by John. I would gladly go on that show. Chuck Knobloch. I was actually looking at Chuck Knobloch autographs earlier. His 90 score autographs were going for much more than I thought they would have been on eBay. I was very surprised by that. $100. Chad Curtis, again. Why does I want to hear the year 94 Dave Matthews Band Ants Marching always starts playing in my head? Is that the year that came out or something? 93 Topps traded. Yeah, 93 Topps. And Chris Weaver, man, that's got to be epic for you. Chris Weaver, Todd Helton, big Todd Helton fan. Helton getting in the Hall of Fame. Pretty freaking awesome. But it looks like his rookies have gone up, or his rookie, I should say. He has one rookie in 93 traded. So it seems like raw, they're about $30 right now. I saw PSA 9 on there for $50. It is a card I have. I wanted the Bazooka really bad. I missed one recently, sold for like a little under $200, but it's tough for me to spend $200 on that card, the Bazooka, because I don't necessarily need it. I have his Topps. I don't really necessarily need that parallel of it. I'd rather probably buy a vintage rookie instead that I don't have. But I'm kind of kicking myself because now I'm sure they're going to double that. Because the 93 Bazooka set, those numbers were way low. That's why it is worth so much freaking money. I think someone has a set on there complete for like, or sealed for like $600. So it's a pretty tough one, the Bazooka set from 93. You come across those, the Helton is a valuable card. A few $100 raw. And it's one that you don't really think about or know about too often. These pack wrappers are tearing to shreds before my eyes. 89 score. Pull these out without dinging corners in case we pull a freaking Jeter autograph. So we got Lance Johnson. We got something in here. It looks like a Sporting News 1970 Willie Mays. The PSA 10s jumped up to 175. $200 today. Crazy. The price will come back down. They always do. Jeters did the same thing. And it's nuts because I was talking to Corey about that earlier. There's a guy on a vintage wax page that I'm a part of. Awesome page. There's always boxes on there for sale and everything else and packs. And just some of the stuff people have is nuts as far as the vintage sealed stuff goes. Absolutely crazy. But the guy had 17 boxes of 93 SP for sale. I think they were $1,700 a piece or almost $1,800 a piece. I'm like, good God, man, that's crazy. But at the height of Jeter's popularity and being elected in the Hall of Fame, they were, at one point, the most expensive boxes were freaking $18,000. I remember when they were selling for that on eBay, 18 grand. I was like, holy crap, if I had 17 of those, I'd probably try to sell them back then because you're never going to get to that again. This is absolutely crazy. Bartolo Colon, no name on front, has been pulled for Chris L. I'm obsessed with that. The foil is completely missing. You come across these errors. I mean, they're printing blemishes more than anything else. I like to call them errors, but we have the Topps rubbed off here, and his entire freaking name is gone. That is one I would definitely add to some sort of oddities stack or anything else. That's pretty sick. But it's not extremely rare to find stuff like that in the 90s on cards. Griffey, it'd be sick if it was a Griffey that was on Bartolo Colon. He may get in the Hall of Fame, so that may actually have some value to it. You may be able to sell it on eBay down the road or just keep it. Devon White, Mays, 1970, Sporting News, busting through the newspaper with radioactive waste all over his face. Looks like he's got pied in the face. Some radioactive matter. I love foil errors. Never seen them pack pulled. Yeah, I honestly don't know if I've ever pack pulled one on. Now that you mentioned that, it's pretty sick though. There's Lance Johnson. Everyone can jump for joy. The chase card has been found. Greg Colburn, Jose Rosado was a name I was pumped on in the early mid-90s. And there's Eddie Murray again. Getting close to the end of this freaking box. Ron Valone, $25,000 in a PSA 10. '97 Fleer Rip. I guess I did, huh? That makes sense. I kind of remember that now. It was a while ago. We got Henkin, Eddie Toppps, Stalker. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss over anything because I can't tell if these are have cards stuck to the back. And we have some Blue Jays prospects. Wow, shows Joe named that. I've never seen him without shoes, is what Mudflap says. So he took his shoes off and played the rest of the game in his socks. Murray, there is Molitor. I like that Molitor a lot. I feel like I had that as a kid, and probably one of the last Molitors I got when I was PCing him back then. Ripken and Al Martin without a chunk taken out of him. 4 random packs from an antique mall and found the Big Poppy. That was pretty sick, man. That was, I found those at Rogers, Ohio. I think they were like, I forget what they were. They were like $4 a pack or something like that. And that's where card knowledge comes into play, because if somebody has packs of '97 Fleer, it can get kind of tricky because those were only in hobby packs, the Big Poppy. Same with Ultra. You couldn't find them in retail packs. So people might have those and like, they may look them up online and be like, and see the retail and be like, oh, okay. And sell them for that price. Meanwhile, you have hobby and then you find a David Ortiz. That's how I pack pulled the '97 Fleer that I had, and it was like $16. I got an Ortiz rookie. That was probably 3 or 4 years ago now, at least. But sometimes it works out. I also got '97 Ultra hobby packs off of a guy in Pittsburgh who just he just didn't know what they were, didn't care. So he's like, yeah, $2 a pack. I'm like, I'll take all of them. I think I bought like 22 packs off of that guy for $2 a piece, and I still didn't open them. They're still sitting right next to me, actually. I always wanted to open those, looking for the Big Poppy gold medallion because I don't have it. Ortiz only has one true rookie, basically. Well, I guess 3. He has the Fleer, the Ultra, and then he has the gold medallion parallel. So I always wanted to kind of get that one too. And they've kind of come down in price, but they're known for having paper loss. I was actually going to buy one today on eBay while I was sitting in the garage. It was like $65 plus shipping, and I'm like, that's a pretty good price for the gold medallion. But the back of it, I zoomed in and it had some white specks all around the edges, and I'm like, I'd rather pay an extra $10, $15 and get one that's nice. So I did not buy that. Jason Beret, Cecil Fielder. The Miggy rookie was an awesome find. That was absolutely nuts, man. I don't know how long that was sitting there. I've not been to that antique mall in probably a month. They have a little area of sets that I was looking at. I'm like, I can't believe that that's here. There's no way Miggy's in there. But like I said, the front said no auto. I'm like, it's crazy that they take the auto out and then leave the Miggy. Or maybe the auto was the Miggy. Hammonds, we got Tony Gwynn number crunchers now is the nice one. Have not seen this one yet, I don't think. Maybe we did. I can't remember. This break seems like it's been going on for 2 weeks now. Matt Williams. Paul's, I remember playing an old MVP Baseball 05 on my Xbox, and the Tides were the Mets AAA team. I think they have a different affiliation now. You know what I saw recently? My buddy sent me the trailer for the new Indiana Jones game that's coming out, which looks freaking crazy. It's, I guess it's going to be released by Microsoft, so it's only Xbox, it's only going to be PC, but I might buy it for PC. I don't have an Xbox, but it looks freaking amazing. I figured, what's it called? Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Crazy looking game. If you haven't seen that yet, look at a trailer for it on YouTube. It looks absolutely wild. I have no idea what the release date is, but I think it comes out this year. Jeffrey once again. Jeff Montgomery. Bayerga, David Cohn, Mo Vaughn. This rip has been going on for literally days. It's like freaking Groundhog Day. I'm already telling Marco, probably because it's only a 220 card series, so it's the same cards over and over again. Now we're getting the same inserts. But we are desperately looking for a Derek Jeter autograph, and I have not yet given up hope that we may find it. Brian Smith in the house is Taco Bell Health donation. Brian, still with us. Thank you for that, man. I very well may end up going there tonight. So, like I said, I was there last night at 11 o'clock, late, and it might be one of those kind of nights tonight, too. I'm thinking it very well could be, so Always good to have you here, Brian, with us. We got 2 packs remaining in this rip. Brian Smith, still waiting on a video from you for your first video of the rookie box, which hopefully we'll see sometime soon. Second to last pack. Show me potato salad and or a Derek Jeter Rookie of the Year autograph. These ones are cemented. I can't believe there's no paper loss, though. Dodged a bullet on that one. I spoke too soon. There's a little bit on that one card. It's probably the only one in the whole box on that Griffey insert. Pendleton, Mark Newfield. There's Bob Wells. The cinnamon balls at Taco, yeah, those are pretty good. The what are those called? The Cinnabons. Yeah, those are pretty freaking good, man. There's no doubt about that. Brett Butler, Bobby Jones. There's John Jaha again. Getting real tired of seeing him. Todd Green, Levon Hernandez. Brian Smith, I'm trying to make it someone good, so it's taking a while. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. You have to let us know when it's done. We finally got a new insert card. Sosa, we got Smoltz now. Second to last pack. For whatever reason, it's like real hot in my toy room right now. I don't know what it is. Under these bright freaking lights. Smoltz shows up the first time seeing that. And it's crazy because we're only opening... Well, I guess we're opening 24 packs. I said 12 earlier, so... It'd be much different if we were opening 12 packs total and still here 86 minutes into the rip. But it's been a good time. Jay Payton, Pete Shurik shows up. And cards are really sticky. Walker, man wearing again. Some more Rays prospects. And we're getting to the nitty-gritty now. The last pack is coming up. Can we find a Jeter autograph? But like I said, it's not a super tough pull. The boxes aren't crazy expensive. You can find them in hobby and retail. Series 2. Clemens, Garcia Parra, and Tim Salmon. Like I said, I was going to do these for needle and wax stack at one point. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it for a rip because I've never opened these for a break. So I decided to grab jumbos. Figure might have some better luck opening jumbo packs, finding it. The last pack of the rip. Let's find you a freaking Jeter. Last pack magic. These trash bag wrappers. Paul says, I share a birthday with Nelly. That's funny because I share a birthday with Brett Favre, which I don't know if I've ever told you guys that before, but pretty interesting little nugget of information, trivia, for when I bring back a Kahoot here next month. I feel like no one in here really knows about the Kahoot days except for Paul L. We have an insert coming up along with the Bleacher Reachers. Broadshift starts it off. Last pack magic. Can we summon the Jeter autograph? Ramirez, same exact freaking collation. Kevin Gross, there's Andrew Jones, uncorrected error. I haven't seen that one in, I don't even know how many packs. Been a while. Vinny Castilla. And Kurt Schilling. Eckersley shows up. Eric Karros. Please be a Rookie of the Year. Jeter coming up. Bagwell. Or is it going to be Holly Masters? Or it's going to be AL Bombers. Maris Cash, Mantle, and Al Kaline. And they all have strange orbs below their face and on their necks. Why is it only on that one spot? It's so freaking creepy. Green radioactive beards on these AL Bombers. That is that insert. And we got Juan Gonzalez. We may not find a Jeter in here because I feel like it would probably be in the middle of the pack. But hopefully I'm wrong, and we'll see one here very soon. Imagine you hit the Jeter and it peels the autograph off. That'd be absolutely awful and traumatic. Curtis Pride. So the last few cards here from this never-ending eternal rip. Alan Watson. It looks like we may not be able to find a Jeter in 97 Topps, but we did try. I may revisit this again in the future. at some point with the Holly box, maybe, I don't know if you can even find a case of these anymore. I don't know if I'd want to open a case after this. It would probably have to span over like a few days at least. There's Rod Beck again, really hanging on there. Tony Gwynn, but nice to open these. I don't get to open 97 Topps too often. I don't really come across them. So it was at least nice to open something different, see some different designs, some different faces until they just repeated over and over again after the first box. But that is going to end this rip. No luck on the Jeter. I figured we'd give it a try. We tried, we failed. Something we are also used to doing here on the first of each month. But the first is coming up very, very soon. 90 Topps will be resurrected monthly beginning on February 1st, along with a giveaway for a PSA 10 Pudge Rodriguez rookie. And the giveaways will be every single month. I haven't decided exactly how that's going to be yet, but commenting on each video can't hurt your chances because the winners will be pulled via comment generator from a video from the month of January. So on and so forth. PSA 10 rookies of all these iconic players and cards from the era that we all love. Thank you guys all for being here, participating in the rip, and drop me comments down below, suggestions what boxes you want to see opened in the future. I will take them all into consideration, and no auction tomorrow night, but I will return next Wednesday with a live auction, and hopefully I'll have a couple other things coming up here in the next few days to tickle each and every one of your fancies. So appreciate you guys. You guys freaking rule. I will see you back all very, very soon. Have a great night, guys.